To the extent that I can, I have been trying to buy things locally. I love that interaction between myself and my community, essentially, right? Like, I know who I'm actually giving money to as opposed to this disassociated corporation or people and so forth. And especially in this day and age that we live in, there's a lot of emotions charged around, billionaires and so forth and things like that. And, I'm someone that, I don't want to feed into Elon Musk and so forth. So, I wouldn't buy a Tesla, for example, or things of that nature, right? If you feel strongly in that way, or again, just as I began with, want to kind of deepen your roots with your community, buy things locally. So what is meant by this? Well, number one, like I've been doing more farmers markets, right? So these are people that are growing the food within my community, get to know them. So I know where the food came from. I can ask them questions if I want to do that. I get to know them, right? And build relationships and so forth, and see them continue to be able to do this, and, me get to eat healthier and things of that nature, right? Or going to my local bookstores, right? I love various ones within my area, and I love going there. And it's great because, in that sense, I get to interact with them and ask them for recommendations, and, they can tell me like, who's buying what and stuff like that. Not that you couldn't do that at, like, let's say a Barnes and Noble or something like that necessarily, but there's just a different warmth to your local bookstores. And if they don't have anything that you're looking for, they can always order it and stuff like that. So that's always a possibility. And in fact, a lot of times people will say, well, like such and such doesn't have it. Guess what? They can order it. And I'm not just talking about books, I'm talking about other stuff as well. So, that is available to you guys. Also, even kind of just sending stuff out, like, the UPS tends to be a lot cheaper than going to FedEx and stuff like that. So I always appreciate that, supporting UPS, in that sense. So these are just kind of a few ideas, in terms of how you can be more local. Of course, like eating at local restaurant chains as opposed to, or not even like, why did I say local restaurant chains? I mean, just local restaurants rather than, chains, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, and Taco Bells and Chili's and stuff like that. Like, put that to the side and, find ones that, you can befriend, and I get some of it's like the convenience of fast food. But like a local sandwich shop, like I'm sure there's places that aren't like quote unquote fast food, but serve food faster. It's not like a sit down restaurant. So, I would encourage you to look for those options. I've had a good time with it. It's in the past year or so. I've literally felt more at home in LA because of this. And, wherever you live, you might be able to have the same experience. So that's something that I offer to you. And in fact, I would encourage you, comment down below and let's get creative and create a list of, other ways to support local communities in that way. I offered up a few, but I'm sure there's hundreds more we can come up with. So why don't we do that?